What's up, great ones? Today we have something a little different. I decided to drop a Just Chatting video the day that the Cowboys lost after a wide range of playoff games happened this weekend. I wanted to drop this video and I wanted to just chat with you guys for a little bit about my thoughts on the NFL playoffs. You guys all know it's game day. I'm a big Rams fan. But I'm letting you guys know right now, this video isn't just Homer, 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 Rams fan, Rams fan, Rams fan. I'm a realist when it comes to sports, and I understand that my team may have some challenges if they want to win the Super Bowl. So check out the video, and if you enjoy it, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring the bell. How are you going to come back if you don't have the bell rung? How are you guys going to know if I'm dropping a new video if y'all don't have noties on? I don't know. But please, if you guys could, do all that for me, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Much love, everybody. Peace. Happy Cowboys losing day. Although another team that I don't like won in the same game. I hate the Niners too, but, you know, you take what you can get, right? You take what you can get. That's kind of how I feel about it. You take what you can get. I don't like the Niners. I don't like the Cowboys. I don't know who I don't like more. The positive that I get out of this is that the Niners win. Right? I don't know. I mean, the Rams, I can't believe that's how the game ended either. But, you know, I mean, that's their fault, right? That's their fault. That's on Dak. Dak runs the ball 3 yards too many. Nah, I don't really care. That's the one downfall of Tim the Tap Man, is that he roots for the fucking Cowboys. In my opinion, that's like his biggest downfall to me. Is that he roots for the Cowboys. But like for me, I don't know. What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing there. Like you run just too many yards. You're going for too many yards there, Dak. You have to know that. I don't know that. I know that rule, but like in the moment, I'm probably not thinking about it. But like, you got to know that rule if you're a professional football player, that the refs got to come in and touch the ball. The refs, I mean, it's obvious that they have to touch the ball. Think about why the rule might be there. Who's to say that in the middle of a game, now this is a different scenario, right? End of game, but who's to say that the center doesn't have some shit on his hand, making the ball a little bit more sticky for the guy to throw it? I agree. Dak fell into his lineman for another second or two. Yeah, I don't know what, like he was like in a rush, and then like I don't know. But then again, here we are. Another Mike McCarthy coach team with awful fucking time management. Awful. Mike McCarthy teams consistently have awful time management since his time with the fucking Packers, dude. Awful time management. Like he can put together the best offense you'll ever see, but he can't manage the clock. And I'm not going to sit here and say managing the clock is something anybody can do. I mean, it's something a professional football coach should know how to do, but it's not like some regular Joe can do it. It takes some skill. You have to know what you're doing. I don't even hate the call for Dak Prescott going for a quarterback sneak. He got fucking almost 20 yards on that play. Well, he took too many yards. He got too greedy, trying to get too close. Those couple yards aren't going to make a difference when you go to call that play the next time out. I don't know. That's just me. It's tough scenes at the end of the day. It's tough scenes. The 49, listen, if I'm the Packers, the 49ers scare the shit out of me. They really do. And that's me as a Rams fan. They lost to the Niners twice this year. And I mean, they look good, man. Their offense is nothing special. Debo is very good. George Kittle, when he gets it going. I don't know. It's something about the Niners defense that makes me nervous. It's their game, it's their play style, truthfully, that really makes pretty much any good offensive team nervous. They play good defense. They don't blitz. Very rarely do they blitz. Cowboys have 2 candidates for decoy. Yeah, but so the Cowboys, the reason the Cowboys were so good on defense is 2 things. One, they could get after the quarterback, which is good. And they create turnovers. Now, the creating turnovers thing is a really hard thing to lean on when you're a defense. Ask Dolphins teams of recent memory, Saints teams of recent memory. Just because you create turnovers doesn't mean your defense is quote unquote good. The rushing the quarterback thing is good. Getting to the quarterback and making them and stopping them and causing sacks and causing fumbles and causing turnovers in that respect, that's good. If you can hit the quarterback and you can get after the quarterback, you can stop anybody. But creating interceptions and forcing fumbles altogether, that's something that's hard to rely upon when you're a defense. I mean, you can't guarantee turnovers. That's what it comes down to. So let's take a look at the teams who are left. Who's left in the NFL right now after all but one game? If you look at who's left, you have on the NFC side, you have the Packers, you have the Bucks, you have the Niners and Cardinals or Rams. So you have these teams in the NFC. In the AFC, you're looking at teams like most likely the Chiefs, right? It's really hard to say the Steelers are going to make noise against the Chiefs. You have the Bills, you have the Bengals, and you also have the Titans. So for me, I'm looking at, I think it's hard to go against the Chiefs' pedigree. They've been there the last 2 years. It's hard to go against that. At the same time, their defense has been very inconsistent this year. The first 8 games of the year, they were awful. The last half of the year, they've been very good. Create turnovers. They don't stop much yardage-wise. They get opportune turnovers, and they can get to the quarterback, which is huge. Bills, same thing. Defense has been wildly inconsistent this year. They have had games where they look like the best defense in the NFL, and there's some days where they look like the worst defense in the NFL. Last night, they looked like one of the best defenses, but, at the same time, they were playing against a rookie quarterback. But I mean, still a great coach on the Patriots side, so it's hard to say what kind of Bills defense you're going to get out there. Offense is very good. I mean, they're loaded. Both Chiefs and Bills offenses are loaded. You have 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, 2 of the best wide receivers in the NFL, 2 of the best tight ends in the NFL. And I mean, on the Chiefs side, they don't run the ball all that well, but the Bills do run the ball very well with Josh Allen and Devin Singletary. Hard to know what you're going to get out of those 2 teams defensively. Offensively, they're going to put points on the board. Then you have the Bengals and the Titans. I love the prospect of seeing Joe Shiesty go to the Super Bowl. I love it. I love Joe Burrow. I don't know what it is. He's a likable fucking guy. The whole team is likable. Jamar Chase is a likable guy. That whole team, extremely likable. Very easy to root for. They haven't been there in forever, but it's hard to say that they're going to be able to get past those 3 other teams that, well, the Chiefs haven't made it there yet, but the 3 other teams that have been here before. Titans, Chiefs, Bills have all been here in this position before. And, Titans, man, listen, same thing with their defense. Titans with their defense, they can get after the quarterback and they can create turnovers. They don't stop a whole lot yardage-wise, but they can create turnovers and they get to the quarterback. They can run the ball down your throat with Derrick Henry. He's coming back. He's going to be back next week 100%. They have A.J. Brown, and that's kind of it. I mean, if you have a scheme where you can stop A.J. Brown and hope that Derrick Henry is able to not, rush for 150 yards, you have a chance to beat the Titans. I think out of the 4 teams, I'm going to put probably Chiefs, Bills, Titans, Bengals in that order of teams that I think that will make it to the Super Bowl. But I wouldn't be surprised if any of those 4 teams made it to the Super Bowl, truthfully. I said 2 days ago, the Cowboys are not that good. They're not. Their defense isn't that good. They're a beatable team, and their offense is inconsistent, which is interesting because they had the highest scoring offense and highest yardage offense in the league, but still wildly inconsistent. They had games where they put up 50-plus points. I think that was 2 or 3 times this year, and they got held to under 20 today. Of the 5 NFC teams that are left, with what I can look at, I think I'm putting Pack 1, and I'm being non-biased here. I'm putting the Packers at number 1. I think I'm putting the Rams number 2. I think the Rams can beat the Bucks because what is Tom Brady's weakness? What has Tom Brady's weakness been his entire career? If you can get to him and sack him consistently and you put pressure on him, he is beatable. And what do the Rams do? Very well. They get to the quarterback. Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, Greg Gaines. I think the Rams are better than the Bucks. Do they have an issue with turnovers against teams that they should be beating? Absolutely. Do I think they should have beaten the Niners week 18? Absolutely. Do I think they should have been the number 2 seed? Absolutely. But here we are. They have to beat the Cardinals tomorrow night. Do I think the Cardinals can win that game? Absolutely. Cardinals are not a team that you can mess with. I don't think Kyler Murray's quite ready for this big spot. He showed that down the stretch. Wasn't quite ready for big spots. He's also operating without one of the best wide receivers in football in DeAndre Hopkins. He's kind of running with a bunch of tier 3 wide receivers at the moment. Christian Kirk is good, but he's not a number 2 or number 1 receiver. Same thing with Rondale Moore. Just not quite there. AJ Green at this stage of his career, really hard for me to put him in at a number 2 or number 1 wide receiver. He does have Zach Ertz, who has played very well since joining the Cardinals. Packers. It all comes down to how their defense plays. And it all comes down to how well you can shut down or limit Davante Adams and the run. The Rams' biggest weakness on defense is their ability to stop the run. What do the Packers do well? They run the ball pretty well. They have 2 very good running backs, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones. Very good. So that makes me nervous as a Rams fan if they have to go up against the Packers at any point in this postseason. I think Aaron Rodgers and the offense has a propensity to start off slow, which actually is a Rams problem generally also. You know Aaron Rodgers is going to turn the ball over. If Aaron Rodgers is turning the ball over, you're losing the game. That's putting it very bluntly. Bucks, terrific offense, terrific defense. Tom Brady's beatable with pressure. We all know that. It's hard for me to gauge how good the Bucks are after they played the Eagles because the Eagles look absolutely anemic today. They looked atrocious. Their defense actually played really well. To give up 31 points in a game where your offense was absolutely dreadful is a testament to how actually decent that defense is. They must have been exhausted because they couldn't catch a break. They couldn't stay off the field for more than a few minutes. Jalen Hurts and the offense couldn't stay on the field. So it's hard for me to gauge how good the Bucks really are after that game because the Eagles just weren't here today. They just weren't. If we're talking who I want to go to the Super Bowl, I want the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. And I think they can. It's not like, oh, that's like pipe dream. I think they can do it. I think they can beat the Bucks. I think they can beat the Cardinals. And I think they can beat the Niners. And I think they can beat the Packers. I think they can beat any of those teams. Is beating the Bucks and the Packers and the Niners and the Cardinals going to be easy? Absolutely fucking not. We're in the playoffs. The only time you get an easy pass is if you're drawing the Eagles, apparently. And maybe the Steelers tonight. We'll see. And apparently the Pats. I thought that was going to be a much closer game. I did think the Bills were going to win. But, they just didn't show up yesterday at the end of the day. And AFC, I truly think we're looking at Chiefs-Bills. Would I be surprised if the other two made it? No. I think if the Steelers win tonight, I think it becomes interesting because then I think the other 3 teams have a really good shot at making the Super Bowl. But we'll see. If I had to put like a Super Bowl here in front of you and say this is what I think is going to happen, I think, and I want it to be Rams Chiefs. That's what I want. That's what I would like. That's what I would like to see. I'd love to see Rams Bengals. Excuse me. I just don't think the Bengals are going to get there. I think the Rams Chiefs, and that's going to be a fucking game if it gets to that. What a game that would be. We're talking like a 30 to 40 point game on each team. That would be incredible. I would love to see that. I think back a couple years ago when Jared Goff actually knew how to play football, and the Rams played the Chiefs a few years ago on Monday night. I think the final score was 51-48 or something like that. It was nuts. It was incredible. Oh, what a game that was. That would be awesome. I would love to see that.